Welcome back to Speargrass Forge. If you're new here, thanks for coming. If you're coming back, thanks for returning. Today, I'm going to be attempting to make a Barbarian style belt buckle. Stick around.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Drunken sailor, what shall we do with the drunken sailor?
Okay, so what we're going to be using is a piece of flat stock that is 1 inch wide by about 1/32 thick, or that is 25mm by about 3mm as the stock for the belt buckle. Now I'm only going to be using about 3 inches of this stock, which is about half of it, and then we'll be working on, because it'll be drawn out a little bit and split, as you'll see. So I'm going to be necking it down. I'll get a piece there. So it's about this long. I've made a couple of center punch marks in the middle just to give me my 3 inch dividing. Now what I'm going to do is going to be necking this down to draw this out to a bit of a taper. Then I'll be splitting this end and drawing these out into like a set of horns or a couple of scrolls to hold it into the belt. You'll see how that looks at the end. So the stock's just in the fire at the moment, heating up, so I can work on necking down in the center. Alright, so just bring it over to the near side of the anvil and just damn it. Alright, so just necking it down. So, just necking it down. Now I'm going to cut off at that point, which is where my center point marks were, and just keep working this down into a bit of a taper whilst working the other end. So I'll take this off, spin around. Alright, so right, so now that's cut off, let's continue working this down. Alright, so while that's back in the forge heating up, in this I've got this old belt which broke where the buckle used to be, so that's why I decided to turn it into this Barbarian belt. Now in the end here I've cut a slit that's about 20mm wide, or just under ½ inch. That will be just over 3/16 a slit. So I've got to bring that taper down enough that it will fit in here just underneath where a shoulder will be, where the ears will kind of bend off, or the horns will bend off out the side here. So I've got to taper that down, and it's going to be I wouldn't say a sharp point, but a fairly sharp point, so I can bend the tip around to fit into the belt holes. So that's the plan so far. I'm going to stick to it and see how it goes. Now, an easy way to get the later on when I actually get to putting it together, an easy way to make sure that this fits is, of course, wet the leather. It does stretch and will conform a little bit more. So I'll be wetting the leather before I slide it through, and I'll be sliding it through cold, of course, once I finish it, in order to make it fit. So get back into the shape and the steel, and I'll be back in a moment. Now, on this side of the anvil, I've just got a little chalk mark, builder's chalk, just to make sure that where this shoulder is going to be smaller than the 20mm or the 3/16 that I've actually done. So now I'm just going to taper this out a little bit more, just this very tip, square it off, so I know it can fit in the hole. So I'll heat this back up, and I'll come back with the measurement for the hole that's already in the belt, so that we can make sure that this is going to fit. Now, these holes are approximately 1/32 of an inch, or about 4mm wide. So the very tip has to be about 4mm wide. So let me mark that just on the edge of my anvil, so that I can see just how thick it is, and then I can curl it round and make it into the hook that needs to go in to hold the belt in place. Alright, so the very tip is probably a little bit too wide at the moment. Bring it down a bit. Right, so that's now about right. So I'm just going to do a little bit of trilling up. Now it is a Barbarian style. It's going to be a Barbarian style belt buckle, so it doesn't need to be neat. It can be a little bit wonky and a little bit hammered and scored and stuff like that, because it's supposed to look like a Barbarian made it. And I'm a bit of a Barbarian myself, I think. So I'm going to take about ½ an inch off the edge of the anvil. Make sure it's square. Right, and then I'm going to bring it over and basically just roll it back on itself, making sure it stays square, but that way it can fit into the belt. So I'm just going to cool this off, make sure it goes into the actual belt buckle. I might give it a bit of a file off on the end there, just to make it a bit flatter, so it's not so sharp and pointy, because as you can see, it's a little bit pointy on the tip there. And then we'll come back and I'll work on the other end. So I'll come back and work on splitting that and rolling it round it out. So, okay, so it's probably a little bit, at the moment, it's a little bit too big to go through the buckle. It's a little bit bent forward bit, so I'm going to heat that back up and pull it out, heat that back up, fold it out a bit, just so that it can sit in that hole a bit more. Alright, pull it back up to heat. I'm just going to try and bring this out a bit with a pair of pliers. I'll have to go back in and look for a pair of pliers. Yeah. Right, so just bringing it back up. Alright, so I'm going to heat that up, take it to the vise, and file off that tip there. I'm not going to record that because everyone knows what filing looks like, so I'll be back in a moment. So, just sticking it back in the fire on a bit of sacrificial bar plate. We're just bringing it over and just splitting this, what will be the head of the head of it, and as you can see, that's now split. So I'm going to do is heat this up, fold one of these back, and work on drawing this out, making it into a taper, so I can bend it round into a bit of into a horn, and then bend the other one back and do the same thing the other side. So just bent it over. So just going to taper this out a bit. torch. Back in the fire. Heat her up a bit more. Let's come over the anvil. Try and bend this out a bit more, so I can get into that corner a bit better. Oop. Hopefully we can get a hold on it. Right, back in the fire. Right, so that one's now forged out, so I'm going to just bend it out while I work on this one. They're roughly the same length. Kinda. Right. Let's start on the bending them over and turn them into horn lookalikes. Alright, so we want to bend it outwards, so just starting right at the very edge. Make sure it stays flat. So, there's one side done. Now I'm just going to heat up this other side, straighten it back out and do the same thing. Right, so, let's straighten this back out this way. Ouch. Just want it straightened out so I can just get the edge going over the back here. So I've got a little bit more room to kind of maneuver. Right, so let's just start rolling this over. I'm going to use the ball peen part while it's at this finishing heat. Put some dings in it. So on the front side. And there we go, so I'm just going to clean it off a bit. Head back in the forge and I might hit that with a brass brush. So, if it would look like at the moment. Oh. There we go. Not sure if you can see the brass brushing on it, but it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna just move the camera, go get the belt, whack this in the belt, and we'll have a look at how it looks in a minute and see how it works. Back shortly. Alrighty, so belt buckle, we'll stick it through there and slide it down. Making sure it sits snug. Probably could have had that out a bit so it slid down a bit more, but hey, it's sitting there at the moment. So now what I'm going to do, wrap it around the waist. And there we go. This is designed to fit up underneath. You probably can't see it because of my dark shirt, so hang on, let's move it up around here so you can see it a bit better. So, and it works rather well. Hooks into the belt, nice and secure. Fits the holes perfectly. Now this is an old belt, of course. You can see it's a little bit raggedy. Probably should put some conditioner on it, but at the end of the day, this was just to see how it worked, and I'm rather happy with that. So there we go, one Barbarian style belt buckle. It looks pretty good to me. It's a great way to reuse an old broken belt. I've just put the catch there just to keep the belt together for when, you know, it's nice in there, so I don't get the fluffy bit at the back. But I reckon it looks pretty good. Not too bad for me first try anyway. So, recently I achieved 250 subscribers, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for helping me achieve that goal. Without you guys, I wouldn't be there, and the channel wouldn't be what it is today. So, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a 10-inch chisel, hot chisel, in the style that I made the other week. It will of course be octagonalized so it doesn't roll away on you, and it will have the flared and rolled end so that you can actually chase a chisel mark. So I'll be making that in the coming days, and that will be my giveaway. If you'd like a chance to win, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on why I should consider you to win. I'll be doing the draw in 2 weeks' time on Thursday at 9 AM Eastern Australian Central Standard Time, and that'll be approximately 7 PM American Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Check out the links for the previous videos, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers.